How's it going, YouTube? My name is ElbaNinja7, your resident Mistweaver monk, and guys, thank you so much for the support to the channel recently. But today we're going to be taking a look at some raid pools on my Mistweaver, and we're going to be getting better at Mistweaver. So what the plan is for today is to look at one of the first pools on a boss, and then one of the last pools of the night. So we're going to see some of the differences in the play style and how I try to improve throughout the night. So I can't go and show you all of those pools without just showing you the whole VOD, but what I can do is show you the first and last one, and we can see changes that I made in my playstyle that made me improve throughout the night. Now, we're gonna go ahead and start off. This is one of the first pools of the night. I started recording about, it was after our break, so we had about an hour and a half left in our raid time, but let's see if we can get some sound on. I guess we can't. I guess it did not have sound, but one thing you'll notice is I was kind of pre-applying my HOTS fine. I think I kept the same pre-application of HOTS throughout the fight, but one thing you'll notice here, the only things that I knew about the fight are the timers of times that I would have to heal. So basically when my Yulon would be around, when it would be, same with revival, things like that. But I just did not understand all of the fight mechanics. You'll see here one mistake, the first mistake that already messed up my ramp. So my ramp should be happening about right here on the timer. I think I have my green screen on, but anyways, my ramp, my first Yulon, I just now pressed it. Now the damage is about to come out here in about like 5 or 6 seconds, so I would have wanted to have pressed it about 8 seconds before the damage. Start that ramp up, and then right at the peak of my ramp is right once the damage happens, so we can get all the healing before all the dirty other healers steal it. Now, one thing that you will notice, if you know anything about Echo of Neltharion, is he's about to spawn a big orange ring around himself that we need to get out of. So I'll want some kind of mechanic to get out of the ring without taking too much of my ramp time out. So let's go ahead and play it in half speed really quick. So we started our ramp. Let's look up here. We cast our first enveloping mist right as soon as the orange ring came out. So already I'm very behind on my ramp, not used to those timers. I get the rising sun kickoff, but only after like, what is that, 2 or 3, only after 3 enveloping mists. So our ramp was already cut short by about 1 or 2 enveloping mists, but we also still have to move. And while we're moving, the damage is going to come out. So we still won't be able to pick a target. We won't pick the right target. So let's go ahead and play it. So, okay, so it looks like I did already have that implemented where I would use my my Transcendence Transfer to get back to the good spot. So that's good. So I know for a fact the first couple pools I did not have that implemented. So you'll see here. Let's go back a bit. So right here, I don't know if it's already applied, but at some point I applied my Transcendence Transfer. Let's go and go back. Sorry, I'm catching myself off guard. I didn't know that I had already picked up on this, but I remember it was about this time in the night where I was like, maybe I should pre-set up a Transcendence Transfer monk and then go there. But I know one mistake that I'm still making is that we are still walking with the boss. So the damage comes out here. Now would be the time to press my Yulon, about now. So now that he's walking, I'm ramping. I can get a Rising Sun kickoff, Transcendence Transfer back to my clone, and start the big heals. And then now we're at the peak of the healing. That would be the ideal thing. But at least I had picked up on that time save of moving because I know there's some other pools where I was rolling. Okay, let's go ahead and skip ahead a bit. So here there's not much, not many of our cooldowns that are called. So you'll see here we have Revival up, and there was just a big downtime. So I'll go ahead and spoil it. I am about to click Revival, but let's see how I do the healing between that time. So while I'm not in my Yulon ramp, while we don't have Revival called, you'll see here I am doing Chi Burst because everyone's stacked. Tiger Palm, I pick a target, I pick the rogue. Yeah, you see, if we look at our renewing mist count, it's only at 3, so I still have Rising Sun kick up, I still have a renewing mist stack up. I'm not doing a good job during the downtime healing, and I do think that gets a lot better throughout the pools. It's things like this that you guys should be looking at, especially if you have the time to watch back some of your clips. Like right then, the damage came out, And ideally, we want to click Revival, obviously, because we're assigned to, but then we want to have some good Vivify value as well, since there's still going to be some damage left over, some missing health bars left over after our Revival. So let's play it in half speed really quick, and we'll see how we do get punished for not having good Renewing Mists applied. So also, we're going to start our Soothing Mist as it comes out. Let's see, do we get an Essence Font off? We do. So we get an Essence Font off as the damage is coming out. Ideally, we want that Essence Font to finish right as the damage comes out, so our Revival gets the first taste of everyone's almost at health bars. So, and then we press Revival, and look at how many people are already fully topped up when I Revival. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might as well not have Revival here. I mean, seriously, there's no damage coming out. This was kind of a waste, but that's when I'm called to. But I made it a waste myself by being slow on my rotation. So we kind of get, you kind of get the gist of the fight. We'll get here to this this next Yulon ramp. So we're coming in with Sheilun's Gift fully stacked. I wonder how long I've been sitting on that. It's been quite a while, so I could have popped it about now. If I know that my Yulon is up in about 10 seconds, we know that that buff lasts for 30 seconds. So we definitely should have popped it about now. Had that buff up constantly, it would have probably fully healed the tank and then just like messed up the other two people that it healed, like not really healed anyone. But still, we're sitting on that buff when we could have it applied. And then here we come into our Yulon ramp. Let's watch it in half speed. So everyone's going to move out just like that first damage instance. Right as these orange circles pop is when everyone takes damage. But I think this might be where we wipe. Is this where we wipe? No, so we do get that good split. So we'll actually speed it up just a tad. But these are the things. So this is something huge that you will see in the next pool. But you see, our healing on the meters is already so messed up. We are so far behind everyone because during our cooldowns, we gave the time for the other healers to steal our healing. And that's a big no-no. That's not what you want because it is your time to shine during those moments. And it sounds like I'm being greedy, like, oh, I only care about charts. But no, we are assigned that healing for a reason. We're making other healers waste resources, waste mana, maybe even use one of their little supplementary tertiary cooldowns on top of it. But just look at that. That is not what we want. You'll see a huge difference in the next pool. But I just want to go ahead and show you one thing that I've already noticed. I think this was the pool where I realized I could just go pre-set up where the boss is going to run, and I can go ahead and start my ramp, and then he'll come to me, and then I can Rising Sun Kick, and then either Transcendence transfer out or roll out, and I'll be good. So we start our ramp. We failed a Sheilun's Gift cast. I don't know what that was about. Maybe I just thought I got it off. But we Sheilun's Gift, and then we start our Yulon ramp in good time, but still we're a little late. We only get 2 off before we have to roll away, and then I mess up the roll because I didn't turn my camera in time. Man, this is bad. I run back into the circle. I should have been still ramping and getting Vivifies off. This is so hard to watch because now I should be slamming Vivifies. There should be like 80 Ks on the screen, but there is only hot ticks. There's only 17 K as our biggest hot right now. And that is just very bad because I could have gotten so much healing there. But you guys will see after a full night's worth of pools, getting the fight down, getting the mechanics down, the movement down, especially nowadays, movement is killer for Mistweaver. I mean, that is why Mistweaver has kind of driven so many people off or driven, I don't know. But we have to move. We have to move around, and our whole playstyle is built around being planted. So it takes a lot of getting used to, especially fight per fight, because there's so much movement in all these fights nowadays. But let's go and look at the good pool. So this is another pool. This is it's about an hour and a half later in the night, maybe like hour and 15 minutes. But you'll see it's the same fight, Echo Neltharion. My cooldowns didn't change, but one thing you'll notice is I have a lot less mana at the start of the fight because I was pre-applying an Essence Font earlier, so I changed that about my pre-pool hots because I just learned that I really want the Essence Font to try and stay around. If I get lucky with the Rising Sun Kick resets, I really want that Essence Font to be up during maybe my first ramp. I don't know if it's possible, but I think one pool I did it, and I watched some VODs between pools, and I saw someone doing that. So I do think that's a good timing, but our pre-applications are a little better, but plus this time right here is a lot of downtime. I mean, we don't even have to heal. We know that like Muya is going to be pre-applying a bunch of hots. Pelinol, I think, does a mini cooldown here, so we don't need to be healing a ton here. But I'm just feeding into the tanks because I know that they are going to take some damage. Now, let's see. Let's watch my casts because I want you guys to see how I set up for this ramp. And this is one thing, although you have to be on the boss during your ramp, you don't have to be at the boss while your Rising Sun Kick's off cooldown. You can also sit on a Rising Sun Kick for a bit if you know you're about to ramp. So we're going to half speed it because our ramp is coming up. That damage just came out. So I roll over here, I set up a Transcendence before I rolled, and we are going to go ahead and, while we move, I'm applying my Renewing Mists, and then I summon Yulon still while I get in the best position, and then now we are ramping now, before that orange ring even spawns, and you'll see how much of a difference it makes. Also note that our Holy Priest did start using cooldowns, and you see there we Rising Sun Kick, and then we TP out, and now we get to cast Soothing Mist, and then a couple of Vivifies. I don't think I get to the full 3 stack of Clouded Focus, but we at least get to ramp up that Clouded Focus before the damage comes out, and that does always feel good. And you'll see here we have 9 Renewing Mist out, so still it could still be better, but it's a lot better than what it was. So this damage comes out, and we are fully ramped up, sitting at 9. We fall almost to 8, up to 10, and then yeah, I still moved. Probably I could have gotten another cast off. So you'll see there on the meters already it looks a lot better. We did do good healing. You'll see I came into that ramp at nothing, so I was just letting my other healers kind of pick it up while I focus damage and try to get a little cycle of hots going. But you'll see yeah, we definitely did a lot better toward the later half of the night. There were some other pools here where I was up here a lot more in healing because I got there even earlier. I got like 1 more cast off and I picked a better target for Soothing Mist. But there we have a good chunk of mana that we still have. We still have our mana potion, so we're sitting pretty. We still have Mana Tea. I think I should get into the habit of popping Mana Tea here since everyone's at full health. I think doing our damage cycle, but also maybe pre-applying an Essence Font. I think we have the mana to spare. Let's go ahead and take it off half speed until our next cooldown. If you remember, now's the downtime. So let's see, I'm at 131k. The idea, the hope is that we don't drop too much between our Yulon windows. So you'll see here, we're getting ready for that next revival big burst of damage. So I'm about to apply Essence Font, and then right once the damage comes out, I revival. So let's see how many people were fully healed when the damage came out. All right, so there's only about 2, and then the tanks, 3 people fully healed in the tanks, and one of them is a paladin, so he popped a good defensive there. But how were they healed so quick? Because I did that pretty quick, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Yeah, they didn't take any damage, the DK or the paladin. So yeah, they popped defensives. Everyone else though is fair game. They were not sniped before I got my revival off, so our revival jumps us from 123k. Or did it already jump us up to 142k? So already there, we're getting a lot more value out of our cooldowns. And then we'll just let the rest of this pool play out. We do get a little further in this pool. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video for the most part. We're just going to finish this pool. Hope you guys don't mind. And here you'll see I'm sitting at 8 stacks. Remember last time we just wasted the value. I should pop it now so that I get the heals right as those orange circles pop, and I heal the few people that are on our side who have the orange circle. But you'll see here we're getting our ramp off. We get the Rising Sun Kick, we Transcendence transfer out, and we are sitting pretty on those hots. We have 14 Renewing Mist stacks out, and then look at us go on the meters. We are just slamming. We still could have probably gotten 1 more Vivify off, but still, I am very happy with that ramp. That ramp is more like it. Let's see, really quick, sorry about that notification. Let's see what we did before our ramp to have so many Renewing Mists out. So we had 6 coming into it, and that was probably just from pre-applying. Let's just go back a little bit in time. So we're sitting at 6, we pre-apply 1, we apply the other, I'm guessing, no, we're saving it for Thunder Focus Tea. So yeah, as we walk, we Thunder Focus Tea. As we walk, since we can do that while walking, our other spells, the rest of our ramp, we cannot do that while walking. And then you'll see here, I plant for a bit, Shaylun's Gift, summon Yulon, and while I'm summoning Yulon, I do like one little stutter step to get a little closer to where I want to be. But no, we just get a bunch of Enveloping Mists off. This is the last time I'll go back, I promise. We get a lot of Enveloping Mists off. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We do get the full 4. I thought it was a lot more. But hey, that is so good. And then when I come back, I get an Enveloping Mist off before the damage comes off during our Clouded Focus. And yeah, that is just so much healing. So that's what we want. We want to get to the position where we're going to have to plant before the boss moves. We don't want to move with the boss while we're supposed to be ramping. I mean, it's just little things like that. And also, if you have not seen any high-end like mythic rating Mistweaver gameplay, this is what it is. It's very frustrating. It's very tilting. You'll have one pull where you'll do great. You'll get your ramps off perfectly, and then the next pull you won't. And it takes a lot of practice per boss. So you guys are probably experiencing a big like you've probably done a few pulls on a boss and thought like Mistweaver is not it on this boss because you're not putting up good numbers, when really if you just would have stuck it out and just got used to it and gotten the timings down a bit better, then you would have done a lot better on that boss. So hopefully you guys like this video. I love going back and watching some of my VODs, but maybe I'll do more like this in the future, especially once we get to Sark Breath, hopefully tonight, fingers crossed, hopefully we kill it, because my raid starts in 10 minutes. But I just want to get this one out for you guys really quick. I'm still really enjoying Mistweaver. I think that Augmentation Evoker coming out, I have liked playing it, but I've also liked playing Mistweaver now that it's out. I think it was a good little touch to Mistweaver, so I do plan on making a lot of videos about Mistweaver plus Augmentation Evoker on the same team. But as you'll see, already in this pool, we're doing so much better. All of our ramps are looking so much better. Even our downtime's better. There, we take the gate at like a great time. Maybe a little bit early, but since I'm in one of the groups that would be on this side, I'm fine to take it at that time. Our revival gets pretty good value. Let's see, we go from 141 on the meters. Maybe it didn't get good value. But here we're gonna get one last good ramp off. Let's go and skip through it. Maybe we shouldn't have skipped through it. Let's go back. My bad. All right, so we pop it. We have Shaylun's Gift rolling. 1, 2, we get 3, we get 4. And then the damage already happened. So we were a little bit behind on this ramp, but oh, maybe we weren't. Maybe I had that wrong, but yeah, overall, you guys can hopefully see the improvement. I hope that you guys kind of, if you can't watch your own gameplay back, I hope that you at least think about these things between pools, because all this was, I watched like one VOD. And I didn't really learn too much. Like I didn't really get too many new strategies from that person, but I did think about it every single pool. What could I have done differently between pools? And it really helps. It really does help. And I hope that this video kind of helps you see some of the things that I kind of watch for in my own gameplay. And I hope that you guys are still sticking with Mistweaver. It's pumping numbers, especially when you play it right. But even when you don't play it right, it still does okay numbers. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. If you like this content, make sure and hit like. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't cost you anything, but it lets me know that you like it, and it really helps me out. And then also make sure you guys are subscribed. I know that I've probably gotten most of, if not all, the Mistweavers that still exist today to subscribe to me, and I've begged you guys. But if you haven't yet, just make sure that you guys click that button, because I am sticking with it. And I announced in my Discord that I'm going to be making a lot more content coming up, because I am swapping to a part-time job so that I can stream, make videos, and just be overall more happy. So if you guys want to support me, make sure and click subscribe. It's also free. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys. Comment down below what you guys think if you like this content. If there's something else you notice I'm doing wrong, I would love to hear your feedback. But until next time, take care.